Morning all, hope you're doing well, hope you're staying safe. It is Star Wars Day, so May the 4th be with you. The news today is going to be about a local business owner, restaurant owner, and I talked to her about how she's going to operate under the Phase 1 reopening in Florida today. We've also got US cases, Florida cases. I'm also looking at the top 10 counties in Florida today and how they shuffle out. It is day one of the reopening of Florida today, so I've done a recap of what can physically open today. Governor Ron DeSantis and Mayor Jerry Demings met on Saturday in a barber shop because there has been discussion about barbershops being part of the Phase 1 reopening, so I'm going to talk about that. Antibody test kits have arrived in Florida, so they're going to start being rolled out. Those tests are going to start being rolled out very soon. Scientists are puzzled about why Florida hasn't got more cases. So there's a little piece about that. And then finally today, the first resort in Orlando, first resort water park in Orlando to reopen, that happens on May the 18th. So I'm going to talk about that as well. And that's the news today. So before we get to the news, if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, and you'll get the news every day. I'm doing this 6 days a week at the moment, bar Sundays. If you know people who are coming to Florida, thinking of coming to Florida, and you think the news would benefit them, please share this video with them. Okay, let's get to the news. Hey everyone, Saturday 2nd of May, I'm just out in the local Plaza. It's near Altamont Mall, if you know Altamont Mall at all. This is what it's like at the moment. Not many people here at all. There's Wingstop over there, there's a Crepe Vine, Pizzeria, Kuino, where I'm going right now, an Indian restaurant, and a Cuban cafe. So the only couple of places that are open at the moment are Kuino. We've done a telephone order from there, and the Cuban place. So from the 4th, from Monday, all these places can open again with 25% capacity indoors, and if they've got the permit, then they can put tables and chairs outdoors. Not here. The only places that can do that actually are Crepe Vine and the Wingstop. So we'll see what happens on Monday with these. I'm just going to pop in and see. Angela's the owner of Kuino, and we know her quite well. We go there quite often. It's really good food. So what's going on in Florida right now is you can't actually go into the restaurant. You've got to wait outside for pickup so that you don't actually put any coronavirus inside the shop, which is a good idea. And the fact that's what it says right there. Do not enter. Wait outside for pickup. So it's all good. I think people are doing their best to social distance if they can. Well, they've got to when they're outside. I haven't got a mask on because I am outside, and as long as I'm 6 feet away from somebody, then I'm okay. I'm actually going to take a menu, and I'll show you this, because if you are in the Altamont Mall area, this is just over I-4 from Altamont. So if you come in from the Disney area, you go right to Altamont, you go left to Kuino, and it's the first plaza. I have my food. Just been speaking to the owner there, and she's actually not going to open. She doesn't know when she's going to open. She's told me that she's actually scared, even though she can put 25% of people inside. She's actually scared to do it because the servers have to go up to the tables. People can't eat with masks on, and they have to use the restrooms. So she's actually just scared of either the customers getting the virus, or one of her servers getting the virus, or her getting the virus. So that's interesting. I thought they'd be straight into it. I mean, they only opened back up yesterday for takeout, and she said there was a line out the door. There were people standing kind of all over the place, 6 feet apart from each other. So I guess if she's doing okay with takeout, look, she would make more money if people dined in, but if she's doing okay with takeout, then I guess that's all that counts. And she's got the foresight to understand that it's not all about money. It's also about making sure that everybody who comes into her restaurant is safe, and be that customers or staff. So I applaud her for that. So if you are in the area, if you like Indian food, do come around here. I'll put a link to the map in the video so you can see exactly where it is, and it is really good food. So yeah, if you're in the area, support local businesses, give her a call, even if it's takeout, take it back to wherever you're coming from and eat it there. You won't regret it.
US daily cases on Saturday was 29,744, while yesterday was 27,348. In Florida on Saturday we had 735 new cases and yesterday 615. I've added this table, which is Florida counties, and it shows that Miami-Dade, Broward and Palm Beach, those three counties, have 21,217 cases between them, or 59% of all cases in Florida. Today sees phase 1 of reopening in Central Florida, and here's a reminder of what's open. Restaurants and food establishments can operate at no more than 25% capacity, plus 6 feet social distancing. Likewise, retail stores can open with 25% capacity if they can meet standards set by the CDC and OSHA. Museums and libraries can also open at 25% capacity, and local public museums and local public libraries are controlled by their respective local governments. Elective surgeries can now resume, and a limited number of state parks can open during the daytime only. Not all amenities will be available. Some public beaches have already reopened and the rest can now reopen, but limited to parties of 10 or less and 6 feet distance between parties. If you watched Saturday's video, you'll remember that I said I was surprised that Mayor Jerry Demings had asked for barbers, hairdressers and nail salons to be deemed essential businesses. On Saturday, a meeting took place in Orlando with Governor Ron DeSantis in a barbershop where this was discussed. From the discussion that took place, Governor DeSantis made no firm promise to open the barbershops anytime soon. 200,000 antibody tests have arrived in Florida with the intention that 3,500 tests per week will be administered. As of now, there is no evidence that having antibodies will stop you getting COVID-19 a second time. It would appear that Florida's humid climate is having some effect on stopping COVID-19. Professor Paula Cannon from the Keck School of Medicine at the University of Southern California said it's a reasonable hypothesis that humidity, by reducing the effective range that droplets can travel, could be a factor that helps reduce. Finally today, Cocoa Key Resort and Water Park on International Drive is reopening on May the 18th. It is limited to what looks like 168 guests on opening day, that being 25% of 672. A number of restrictions are in place, including not moving pool furniture, no parties of 10 or more, 6 feet social distancing, face masks required in all indoor public areas. The breakfast buffet, gift shop, fitness centre and arcade will not be open until further notice. Cocoa Key will be the first water park to reopen following Governor DeSantis' phased reopening plan from last week.
Okay, so it looks like not all businesses, not all restaurants will be opening in the fashion I thought they would today. I thought they'd quickly get into the 25% indoor seating, and then when they've got the permit, because remember they've got to get a permit to be sitting outside, then they'd have people sitting outside as well. But it appears that's going to be not the way that all businesses open. I'm guessing most will, but there are some like Kohinoor that won't. So let's see how that one all pans out today. US daily cases have gone down the last couple of days, which is good news. It looks like it's kind of going up and coming down again, and then when it goes up again, that spike isn't quite so high as the last spike. So as long as you see that downward trend, I hope that that'll continue. Same in Florida, seems to be going up and down a little bit. I just wanted to get some perspective on where the cases are in Florida and why Miami-Dade, Broward and Palm Beach counties aren't opening in phase 1 today, as I said last week. So those three counties that account for almost 60% of the cases in Florida aren't opening today, which is good news, I think, because the other counties can go ahead and open if they're 40% of the cases. It is phase 1 reopening today, and so I hope that little recap helped. I hope that the shops are open. Most of those retail stores are open. They have been able to get their staff back in place, and that's great news for the economy as well. People can get back to work, and as long as they're doing it in the correct way with some aisles shut off, people wearing masks and 6 foot social distancing, I think that's a great idea. I'm pleased to see that Governor DeSantis didn't kind of cave into Mayor Demings' ask for barbershops, nail salons and hairdressers to open in phase 1 as essential businesses. I know these people need to get back to work, but the thought of having people's hands on your head, you don't know whether they've got coronavirus or not, and they don't know if you've got coronavirus or not. It just seems bizarre to me, so I'm really pleased that DeSantis kind of left the door open but didn't say yes. The antibody tests, I'm pleased they've arrived, but I'm still not sure what they're going to tell us, because nobody can still say if you've got antibodies you're clear of getting the virus again. I really hope that's the case, but until somebody says, yeah, that's, you're good for a year, you're good for 5 years, you're good forever, or you're good for 2 months, then what's really the point in having the antibody test? But somebody thinks it's a good idea, so crack on. And then scientists are puzzled as to why Florida hasn't got more cases. So I guess this is good news. The fact that humidity means that the droplets get heavier and fall to the ground quicker is absolutely great news for Florida. And I thought that water parks wouldn't open quickly, and I think because of this now, if people are wet and the air's heavy already, then I guess it seems like a decent idea to open water parks. If they're open in resorts and people are wandering around anyway, might as well open the water parks. The only issue, I guess, is social distancing in the pools. They're going to set the pool furniture 6 feet apart, so you can't be close to anybody. There isn't going to be any buffets, there isn't going to be any hot tubs, that kind of stuff. So I guess we're going to see how this all pans out. That leads me into Cocoa Key reopening the 18th. I'm thinking about going down there, to be honest with you, and seeing just how it feels and looks. That being the first resort and water park to reopen back in Florida, and I'm sure the other resorts and water parks will be taking a close look on how this operates on day one and for that kind of first week, and see what they can do, what lessons they can learn. But that is going to be really interesting, and I think the capacity is only going to be like 130 or something. So, I mean, it's not a big water park. It's the one that you can see off I-4 coming up to Orlando on the right hand side. So yeah, with only like 130 people in the park, I guess it's going to feel very, very weird, but you should be able to get on rides if you're one of those 130. So yeah, I hope that all works really well for Cocoa Key and they get back into business. So that's the news. We've got zero information over the weekend on Disney, Universal and SeaWorld reopening. Zero news on Disney Springs and Universal City Walk reopening. I think that could happen as early as next week. They're big enterprises, so they've got a lot of things to clear up, a lot of hand sanitizer to get, a lot of markers to put down on the ground, I guess, barrier tape, whatever it might be, and then produce for kitchens, staff. All the bars can open. All the bars in Disney usually are eateries and bars, so they can all open, but no alcohol can be served right now, and that's still on until May the 8th, and it might go beyond May the 8th. So I do think they'll open on May the 11th, or some of them will open on May the 11th, and the stores can open as well. So Disney Springs could kind of get back to some little bit of normality, albeit phase one, 25% indoors and then 6 foot seating outdoors. But yeah, it'll be nice to wander around Disney Springs and Universal City Walk again. Okay, that's it. Till tomorrow. See you then. Take care. Cheers. Bye bye.